Hey, yo, what's going on, traders? Good morning. Good to see you guys in here today. Happy hump day. If you woke up this morning thinking that the stock market would react to the astonishing nationwide mayhem over the weekend, this past weekend, and continuing into Monday and Tuesday, you may have forgotten that the market does not even feel your passions. The market always seems heartless, without any emotion, without caring, without empathy. But that is the nature of the market. The S&P 500 now 40% off the lows. So, we all been there before. Feeling how heartless this market can be. Well, traders, yesterday, Cody, I know you didn't take a trade, but there's a couple we went over yesterday. I want to continue going over today and take a look at some of those stocks that we were trading yesterday. Now, we were watching AMRS for a little bit of a sell-off at the start of the day. I remember going over this one in pre-market. There's still a play here today. What we were looking at was $6.20 as resistance on the past chart history. We got tons of resistance up here. This stock overbought. If you guys have been in here for a little bit of time now, you know I like these plays that are overbought, not only intraday, but on the daily, coming up to resistance. All these many variables lining up to line the stars. Align the stars for a nice play. And so oftentimes what we'll see after overbought conditions is a little bit of profit taking at the start of the day. That's what we saw in AMRS. That's not only what we saw in AMRS, but we were watching MYOV as well. MYOV, this one, look at this move on Monday. Huge move, 12 bucks up to 19. It was light in after hours and pre-market, so what do we say? Probably going to be a little profit taking at the start of the day, and what do we see? Profit taking. Now, we're not trying to predict where the stock's going to be at the end of the day. What we are saying is the small window of opportunity is predictable. There's usually one or two different scenarios that typically happen after these stocks make a move like this. They either immediately take profit taking, or they'll get a little pop and drop. And that is what we saw on VRML yesterday. This was one of my favorite plays yesterday. Coming back, and there's a very similar play to this one today. So I want you guys to be prepared. We're going to go over this real quick because there is a very similar play today to VRML. All right, VRML, this one on the daily, really respected the 13 EMA. See, it came off of it, back down, up, down, up, down. So this one, very respectful of that 13 EMA, knowing that when it got overbought conditions over that, it pulled right back to 323. Right around that 350 level. That's exactly what we were looking at yesterday. Now, this one got a pop out of the gate versus just selling off immediately. I got a little early on it, so I ended up cutting a loser and then restarting it. But there's a very similar play to this today, and that is going to be HYRE. Now, HYRE is a little lighter on volume. It is down here on the bearskin watch list. These are overbought conditions. HYRE, little light on volume, but it's very similar chart in that it's very respectful, this 13 EMA. Gets off of it, comes back down. Off, comes back down. Now it just got very overbought off of it from 220. Hit a high of $3 yesterday. So we'll see if we can see a little bit of a red day today. I wouldn't mind a little pop on this one as well, similar to VRML. Maybe a little pop up to 320 before it starts its descent back into the 13 EMA airport. But HYRE, that is certainly one I'm going to be watching today because it's similar to what we saw in VRML. And that's what we do here in the Avery day trading team. We trade the same consistent setups. All right, so let's take a look at some of the stocks on the gap up watch list this morning. I do want to just run over this one real quick as well. WWR was our leading gapper yesterday, guys. And I remember we didn't really go over this one very much because, if you remember, we did have a descending triangle forming in pre-market, and we did take a look left of the chart, as we always do for our technical analysis. And every single time this one was gapping up in its past chart history, it failed to sustain that move. And so I really wasn't interested in that. Didn't have any shorts there. So WWR was certainly just one not to watch. And what else is gapping up this morning? We have a couple stocks. SAVA, WISA. These stocks up here in the gap up watch list. Now, HUGE. Let's take a look, Cody. Yeah, I don't see it. So the gap up usually consists of a few things. It takes into account volume as well. So you see SECO, WISA, those ones have quite a bit of volume. And you can adjust these parameters. You can click on menu and adjust the parameters. I probably have volume a little bit higher than HUGE, but yeah, that's not a bad one. We could go over that one a little bit. I'll write it down. Raymond's in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you in here this morning. Yeah, so SECO, what's going on here? Kim, good morning to you. Good to see you in here. Yeah, we just pretty much reviewed some of yesterday's trades. Candace, good morning to you. Wishing y'all a successful trade day. Yeah, absolutely. We're all going to kill it. If you're part of the Avery day trading team, there's nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. So, yesterday, WWR, a leading gapper, failed. This morning, SECO, WISA. Now, let's take a look. We need to be careful of these. Look at these floats right here. For those of you who are not aware, SECO, 33 million in the float. WISA, divide that by 10. Got 3 million in the float. And that's tiny. That's extremely, extremely tiny on these stocks. Now, I will say on their overall daily chart, both of these stocks, WISA and SECO, are both very oversold. Taking a look at their daily. Let's pull those up. SECO, way oversold. WISA, way oversold. And we got a little bit of squeeze here too on WISA. Little bit of a squeeze. And we also have a gap to fill here. Gap to fill is about 420, which it probably tapped in pre-market. As they always do. Yep. Tapped 423. It's magic, guys. Absolute magic. So WISA, that's why we always look left of the chart, guys. Do your technical analysis. Did tap its gap to fill already. 366 is its 50-day moving average, so we'll see how it's going to open up there. We kind of need it to hold 366 if we want to start U-shaping back up and break that gap at 420. Where's it at right now? It's at 360. So we'll see how it's going to respect that 50-day moving average on WISA. Now, one interesting point to make here with a lot of these stocks is it's not a bad idea to go to Yahoo Finance and take a look at the statistics to see the short interest on the float when we have stocks like this that are this is something I oftentimes will do. For stocks that is so oversold on the daily, such as WISA or SECO, let's pull up some of their short interest just to see. I'm going to do that right now, just to see how many shorts are on this plate. Because if you have somewhere around 20% short interest, there could be a big squeeze coming up. So short percent of the float on WISA is about, never mind. Why didn't I do that one? Pulled up a different stock for some reason. Coin in the house. Good morning. All good here so far. Nice green day yesterday. Power hour. What trade did you take in power hour? What stock did you trade? All right. WISA. Shares short percent of float's only 2%. It's not that good. Let's take a look at SECO. Which is crazy. So it seriously means that everyone, this is just panic. Taking a look past chart history, there's not a lot of shorts that are holding this stock. Short percent of float not available on SECO. I took a look at SAVA this morning, for instance. SAVA, they came out with some news this morning. They're coming out with a conference at 3 p.m. SAVA. There's another stock right now that is gapping up that has a slip and slide past chart. Oh my gosh, look at this past chart history. So SAVA, pretty sure they failed like a phase 3 trial or something. That's when they tanked down to about $2. SAVA, their short percent of the float is roughly 11%. So it's something I look at oftentimes. It's not a bad idea for you guys to take advantage of that on Yahoo Finance statistics, just to get an idea, because you can get a massive short squeeze on some of those stocks. Massive short squeeze. So our leading gappers this morning, SAVA, WISA. WISA, tiny float, guys, 3 million, highlighted yellow. That's what that means, very tiny in the float. Be very careful if you're trading WISA. The gap to fill there, it already reached in pre-market here, 420. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a U-shaped breakout on it, being the tiny float that it is. SAVA, this one just kind of dead at the moment. Hit $3, fell all the way back down. They do have a conference at 3, so just keep that in mind. And then SECO, this one's kind of holding right now. What's going on with SECO? This one, the past chart history is pretty bad on it. So when we look left of the chart, we take a look at the range. What's the range on the stock? Is it going to provide us with good opportunity? Range meaning candlesticks. We want to see some candlesticks like these. It means it can move intraday, a decent amount. We want to see that these stocks can move a decent amount intraday, being that their range is pretty good, so that there's opportunity. We don't want a stock that just goes sideways. There's no way to make any money if a stock goes sideways. Up or down, we can make money. So SECO is at 283s. It's 50-day. Hadn't been above that in a while. It's gapping up to 402 right now. 402, so it's going to gap roughly about here on the chart. We want to see if this one's probably going to open on up and just selling off, or if it's going to try to gravitate towards that 50-day at 5, or up above $5 on SECO. CoinFox, PGEN, you took that one yesterday in Power Hour. Nailed the like button, fam. Absolutely, guys. You're going to have a red day if you don't hit that like button. I'm messing with you. PGEN out of nowhere. Nice move right there. Let's see if I got shorts on that. I do like the... No shorts. Yeah, I like this for a little short here at the start of the day. Actually, because PGEN closed hitting that 200-day moving average at 472, and it's closing right above $4, which is resistance here as well. So I do like that one for a short at the moment, at the start of the day. Don't have shorts on PGN, though. Good eye there, coin. Killing it. All right, let's run over a couple short plays this morning. We killed yesterday, guys. Absolutely murdered the shorts yesterday. MYOV sold, or AMRS, right at the start of the day. Profit taking, just like we said. MYOV, profit taking, just like we said. VRML, I got in a little early. Man, VRML. That's one way to irritate me. It's always the one I pick. But this one, right down to the 13 EMA, just like we said. And it's very similar to HYRE today. So VRML, we were looking at this. Why? It was way off the 13 EMA, which it was respecting. Now this morning, HYRE, this is what I'm looking at. It's getting off that 13 EMA, very similar to VRML. We take a look at the same consistent setups. I like this one maybe for a little pop out the gates, but I do like this one for a little sell-off today, back down to around 250 or under on HYRE. Now, it's a little bit illiquid. It's a little light. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Light on volume. I'm not going to trade it if it has a nasty spread to it. A few more shorts I'm looking at this morning we can go over. By the way, PRTS still on the watch list, guys. PRTS is heating up a little bit. But we need to go over this one real quick. PRTS. Here's the daily on PRTS. This is exactly why we're watching. If you're with CMEG, we do have shorts here. This one, very similar to VRML, very similar to HYRE, getting extended off of the 13 EMA, in which that's not important in and of itself. But when you take a look left of the chart, as we always do at the technical analysis of each individual ticker, understanding its personality, we get an idea of what the stock respects and doesn't respect. In the 13 EMA, it does. So with that being said, getting a little overbought off of that. 1, 2, 3, 4 green days back to back. I would really like a fast move on PRTS. Faster the move, the weaker the trend. Would really like a fast move on it. The last 1, 2, 3, 4 days it has seen. Saw a morning spike last Thursday. Saw a morning spike last Friday. Monday it saw a little bit of a sell-off to a spike. Yesterday, a little bit of a sell-off to a spike. Man. So we got to be careful here on PRTS, but I do like this setup quite a bit. What else? We got a couple more to look at this morning. I like PGEN coin. Glad you brought that one up. I just don't have shorts there. I like that for a short at this point, though. It tapped the 200. It's got chart resistance on it. Overbought. Do like that as a short play this morning. PLYA, I like this one for a short this morning as well. Risking off a 375. That hit it a couple times yesterday. Was unable to break. We'll see if we can get a pop back up to 375. I'm going to play the over-under rule on this. If it breaks and is able to hold that level, probably just going to cut. Now, 420 is like that 20-cent area I really like. So we'll see how strong this is out of the gates. It had a ton of volume on PLYA yesterday. I want to see how strong this is going to be out of the gates. But it had a crazy amount of volume yesterday. Looking at the daily. Yeah, take a look at this. 12.5 million shares traded. Lots of buyers coming into it. I like this. I like it for a good setup. 375 is going to be key for me. So we'll see what that's going to do there. Not going to overstep my boundaries and going to try and pray that I don't FOMO into something today. VRML would have been killer yesterday. Yeah, BZUN, I hit quota just on that alone. But VRML, I ended up breaking even on it, which sucked. NNDM's not a bad play either. This is a good short if you guys have them. I don't have shorts here on NNDM. But this one, a lot of buyers into the close of the day yesterday. And it's not going to be getting any sort of gap up after hours pre-market. We should be seeing some panic, some profit taking, that sort of thing on NNDM. So keep that in mind as well. I'll write all these out for you. It's nearly 9:20, so we're about to get the day started. Coin, TRGP, failed breakout 2. Totally stuck. Might be heavy at the open. Let's take a look at that. TRGP. Man, this one's consistent on this 13 as well. All right, so here's 21.33. It's going to have some resistance at. It's got that gap past that at 27 bucks. So really respecting this 13. So let's see if we can get a fast move on it. Is Huge moving right now? Yeah, Huge just picked up the volume. What's going on with Huge? You guys know? What's the PR there? Yeah, Huge is halted. What's going on here? What in the world? Out of nowhere. All right, 7 o'clock they came out with a PR for sure. 6:45 up to 12.88. Is this Corona Power coin? Yep. All right. Yeah, clinical trial, treating patients with COVID. So, yeah, they got the news. They got the fundamentals this morning. Gotcha, Kim. Yep, COVID permissions. All right. Well, they got the fundamentals. They got the volume at the moment. They got a decent looking past chart history with some range on it. I know traders are looking back at this, you know, $7 to $11. Good range on it. What's the float here? pull it up with our intensity stock watch quick look. Float is 7 milli. Yep, not surprising at all. This is likely where a lot of the volume is going to be at the start of the day. It's going to be in a void for me. I'm going to focus on some of the easier shorts or some of the other easier plays that pop up. But I'm going to pull the popcorn out and watch huge. Certainly I'm going to do it. Yeah, what's our leading gappers? SCCO, sideways, not a lot of volume. WISA, our 3 million float, that's not just kind of dead, as well as SAVA. SAVA getting a little pop on it. SAVA did have over 10% short interest on their play. So, not a bad one just to keep on watch. As their press releases at 3 p.m., there could be some people buying up that anticipation on SAVA. But yeah, let me write some of these down for you guys, and then for myself as well. Because we went over quite a few this morning. I'll do our leading gappers. Sure. Oh, you know, we need to keep watching. Dang. APDN, I believe it is. No, ADAP. ADAP still holding on up. We need to go. We need to go over that one in just a second too. That one the last few days has been holding up for. It's been good plays on both the long and short side there. This is back burner short still, guys, and I'm gonna be watching this one. I'm gonna be watching this one today. Absolutely, PRTS. I really like PRTS. It's getting way overextended. All right, let's pull up APDN and then SAVE real quick. Not APDN, good lord, ADAP. Get all these tickers mixed up. All right, ADAP. It was holding and respecting a trend, which is trying to get above right now. Remember this trend? I had it drawn yesterday in pre-market, and I said, okay, this one's getting off the trend. We could see this one probably pull back to it. So ADAP is trying to get back above it a little bit. Let's just keep it on watch. And then SAV, what's going on here? SAV's got 15-20 resistance, it looks like. Always keep these areas marked on my chart for future reference. Got a little squeeze above 13 and 50 day a few days ago, Kim, and sitting at about 15-20 at the moment. What's going on here in pre-market? Yeah, this one's getting a little heated. Spirit Airlines. Good old banana boat. I got some friends in the airline who are pilots, and Spirit's known as the banana boat. Yeah, there's good volume here. We'll see what happens. SAV. If it gets too crazy, I got shorts here on CMEG, so looking for fast moves today, guys. Fast move of the week of the trend. Looking to continue the green streak this morning. We got 5 minutes till the market opens on up. Are you guys ready to rock and roll? Let's predefine that risk. Yep. CoinFox got a roll. Kim, you're ready? Want to take good setups? Yep, let's do as Coin did yesterday. Snipe them. Even if it doesn't come for a little while, we're going to snipe them. Cody, have a great day. Let's kill it, guys. Let's do it. That risk, my nemesis. You know, Kim, I'm preaching to the choir when I'm talking about that, because you know, when I go a while on a green streak, I'm nearly 3 weeks without a red day. you start feeling a little overpowered, and then you apply more risk to different setups because you're like, I can't lose. I haven't lost in a while. I can't lose. And then inevitably you take a huge loss because of that. So I'm really trying to stay mentally disciplined to cut my losers like VRML. Intensity Stock Watch in the house. Good luck, everybody. My mentor. Love you, B. All right, love you guys. Good luck. Let's kill it. Let's loot that market.